right, guys, so the milk truck is actually here in Tennessee. Chris had it towed down here. It's not doing too hot. We're still trying to figure that out. We're actually probably going to end up taking this thing to Dylan, my buddy that y'all met in our last video that I did with the 700 horsepower Malibu. He's actually going to go through the harness on this thing and try to figure out what's going on. But today, we're not going to take it over there just yet because he's trying to finish up my truck. So here soon we will have my truck back. But we're going to pull the plugs on this. Chris thinks that he might have maybe too cold of a plug or too hot of a plug or something.
I put new plugs in there right before when I was doing the radiator. I exchanged the plugs and the wires, and that, as soon as I got the radiator and everything in there, the truck drove good for 2 days, and now it's got like a miss and it's backfiring out the exhaust.
Yeah, it's popping. It's popping super hard through the exhaust. It's like almost like an early detonation thing. So we're gonna pull one of the plugs out on this thing and see if we can figure out if maybe he's got the wrong plug in it. Maybe it's an easy fix and we could actually go drive this thing today. Yeah. He's still gonna have Dylan do the harness on it.
It needs to be rewired and all that.
You've seen it in some of his other videos. I mean, he put a new radiator in this thing, which is a super nice. It's a Frostbite?
No, I ended up not going with the Frostbite because they were on back order for like 2 months. I went with Summit and got a Griffin. Which is still a good radiator, and he got the shroud and everything. Yeah. So it's all new fans, bigger fans, the shroud.
And it's staying super cool. When I drove it here, because the guy that brought it back just brought it back to his house, so I drove it to the house, and it stayed cool the whole ride home. It never. By the way, your truck has killer fucking heat in it.
Oh, it'll burn you out.
I don't even have it on, and it was hot.
Yeah, I know.
So
the vent door's like stuck open or something, even when you have it turned off.
Yeah, it blows some hot air. It's crazy. In the summer, I don't know if I could even ride in that sucker.
It wasn't doing it in the summer. The first cold day I had, I turned the heat on and then went to try to turn it off. It wouldn't go. It just kept blowing hot air.
Yeah.
I gotta fix that. It's another thing we gotta fix.
So, guys, we're gonna pull a plug out of this thing, and I'll give y'all a startup on the Camaro. We're just letting it cool off right now to pull one of the plugs out and just make sure that I pulled a couple plugs, and they had some fuel soak on them, and that could probably just be from the not enough timing in it. So I just want to be careful because this is a $11,000 small block Chevy, and I really don't want to mess it up. I don't want to wash out one of the cylinders. So we're gonna let it cool down, and we're gonna pull the plugs out of it, and we're gonna pull the plugs out of this one. But guys, stay tuned, and we'll see y'all back here in a little bit. I love this.
All right, guys, we're pulling this plug out. One, I want to get the number off the plug, make sure I didn't order the wrong plug. Then check. It looks clean. Don't look bad.
Yeah, it looks really good. Dude, if y'all ever get a chance, order one of these.
That isn't that fancy.
Dude, you should see the whole kit. We'll show y'all the kit, but this is a spark plug puller from Cornwell. I don't know if y'all can see the part number there if you want to hit up your local Cornwell dealer. They are very expensive, but if you do a lot of the different cars like these LS's, it's got every adapter, every extension, swivel.
I like how it's got the bend to it.
Oh, cool thing is instead of a rubber piece, it's got a magnet inside of it.
That is nice. Yeah, because sometimes that rubber you got to push down.
And I mean, it's
really
a strong magnet too. I mean, you can hear it click in.
He wonders why he's broke because he buys tools nonstop. But it does come in handy. See, I put some anti-seize on there.
I was gonna say that's what that looks like on it.
Yeah, I put anti-seize on it.
No, it looks super clean. I mean, I guess the next thing would be to look up this number and make sure it's not
the wrong plug. Not
too hot of a plug, you know.
Okay, and what's the number on there? TR.
TR55IX.
Okay. We'll have to do some research on that and see. I wanted to also check these connectors, make sure that none of them are loose or anything crazy.
Well, I'd say if that was loose, it probably wouldn't fire.
Well, it could still be getting a little bit of a connection. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have any frayed wires. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, what we might end up having to do is replace this entire harness, which I'm okay with doing. I just don't really want to drive. I'd rather spend the money on putting a bigger cam in it while it's down here. I was thinking about that the other night. Might put a bigger cam in it. If I can get this harness to work, might throw a bigger cam. But if we can't get this harness to work, guys, I'm going to go with the Holley Terminator X system, and I'm going to do the big screen and all that for the gauge cluster. It'll be sick. But I'd like to try to save this and use this computer system because it is a pretty good system. It's made by PSI Conversions. So it's got a legit kit in it. I just, need to get the wiring and all that. I mean, as you guys can see, I've showed you guys before, like all this this is probably my issue. I probably have a wire that's grounded out or something like that. I'm just trying to check all the easy stuff first and you know, eliminate those issues, and then go to the harness. But I've got good fuel pressure and everything, and it's weird. Like when Daniel drove it, he even pointed it out. When you're like barely giving it gas, it runs fine. It's when you start giving it start getting the RPMs up in it, it starts spitting and sputtering.
Is this the inside harness?
That's the original computer. Yeah, that's what can. And the truck will run without this, but my gauges won't work.
Yeah. See, mine doesn't even have that. My S10.
Yeah. Well,
he's actually got it wired into the harness.
I think it can be done like that. Whoever did this kind of did a shitty job on it. So it just needs to be.
Dylan may say get rid of that box.
I'd love to get rid of the box. Like I said, I'm gonna take it to guys. We're still new to this a little bit. Even though Daniel works in the automotive business, when it comes to stuff like this is stuff that we're still learning a little bit on, and you know, it's just a learning process. But
I'm a painter, so
this is a little bit more advanced, and I'm not afraid to ask for help. You know, you guys, you can't be afraid to ask for help, and sometimes, you know, especially if you're working crazy hours and you don't have time,
that's where the S10 kind of fell down. You know, I tried to do that intake myself and ran into issues after issues. I couldn't get the fuel injectors to seat, and that's like when I said in one of the other videos, I was like, if y'all are going to do an intake, make sure you're mechanically inclined, because I got somewhat of a mechanic.
You're pretty good mechanic,
knowledge,
Daniel.
But I tried everything. I couldn't figure out what was going on with this intake. But you know, I took it to Dylan. Dylan knows, like, he's messed with a lot of those LS's. I'm more of like, I like these small blocks and stuff. But you know, sometimes you just got to ask for help. You got to swallow your pride and keep on moving.
We're very fortunate too that we've got friends. We've grown up here our whole life, and a lot of our friends are car guys, so we're lucky that we've got friends that have shops and stuff at their house, and we can take them to them. And you know, they don't charge us, you know, premium price to fix stuff, because you take something like this to a shop, they don't have a shop manual you can just pull out and go, oh, okay, this wire goes here and this does this.
Dylan was saying that because I talked to him when he had took this originally to a shop in Georgia, and said the guy was going to charge him $1,200 to fix the harness that was in it. That was to pull it out and clean it up. And he also told him he was going to charge him $1,200 to put a new harness in it. I talked to Dylan, because Dylan, he worked in he actually wired police cars for a really long time. He worked for Brian Motorsports for a really long time. He did a lot of the wiring stuff for Brian, and also for the police cars. And he was saying, you know, it shouldn't be the same price for fixing a harness versus putting a new harness in, because a new harness is literally going to come, it's going to be ready. All you're going to have to do is really wire in one chunk of wires that controls the inside gauges. So he was like, normally fixing a harness, yes, can be a lot more, but he said putting a new harness in is like about a $500, $600 job easily. And he put my harness in my truck for $300, which is actually a really good price. But you know, we're friends. He kind of helped me out on that. So don't expect to go to a shop and get a discount price. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Especially with a vehicle like this, it didn't come with an LS motor in it. It's just, like I said, guys, it's if a mechanic's not working on this kind of stuff all the time, he's not going to really know where to. It's going to take him longer to figure out what's going on versus somebody that's done a few swaps and kind of understands what's going on. Yeah,
because you got to realize, yes, this is a GM LS, but you're putting it in a truck that was not designed to have a GM LS in it. So yes, in essence, it is, you know, it is correct, like wiring wise, but there's a lot of it that actually had to be wired in versus plugged in. Most of the engine harness part of it is all plug and play. There's usually just wiring into the actual vehicle control, which would be like your steering column, your turn signals, and all that junk that would need to work with the computer that come with this motor.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so Chris just went to the O'Reilly's down the street. We actually found out that he had the wrong plug style in his truck. As you can see, the gap on that, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's, what was it, 0.59 or something like that?
0.06 is what it factory calls for.
Yeah, but this one measured out to 0.59. So what we were figuring out is he bought these off of Texas Speed, and it's not necessarily that they're the wrong spark plug, they're just gapped too much, and trying to re-gap these would just be a pain in the butt. And it's got these are the tritium, what is it, Chris?
Radium.
it's got an iridium tip on it, and they say you can actually break these, so trying to re-gap these was just not going to be worth it. We'll save these for if Chris ever does decide to build, you know, a turbo or something like that. They'll still be good. But he actually went down to O'Reilly's and got him a set of the pretty much the same, yeah, same plug, just already pre-gapped it at 40 thousandths. So we're gonna put them in there, and hopefully this makes this thing run a lot better. But Chris is over here pulling the plugs out. All right, guys. So we think we got it fixed.
Seems to be running better just right off the bat. I can tell by. I don't feel like the idle's not jacked up on it.
Hopefully she'll do some good tire spinnies. It's cold today though. I hope that fixed it.
Yeah, I can tell it's running better just by.
Oh yeah.
That's fixed.
Yeah, it's running way better.
Where's Dylan's house at? You want to slow down there real quick?
Yeah, we can. Go down towards like Lakeview where the fire stall is, and go across the street.
She's fixed.
Hell yeah. Thing's peppy as hell.
It didn't downshift like it needed to, but
Be careful, Chris. These tires are still cool.
I won't break it loose going that fast. I got cooling all over my hands.
I bet you're happy it's fixed now. Hell yeah.
We just left some huge skid marks back there. See them?
Well, no, there was already a set back there, so someone else has been doing some. Yeah, it seems like it's running super.
Oh, it's running. This is how it's supposed to run right here.
That's crazy. All it was a set of fucking spark plugs. Turned right here by the church.
Still gonna have him do a few things to it, and then I might try to do a bigger cam swap. I wouldn't mind having a bigger cam in here. Oh shit! I didn't see that car first. That's the downside of it sitting low.
Holy shit! Did this whole seat just tip?
Yeah, dude, it's not safe. It's not bolted in.
Well, I don't like it because it doesn't hold you.
No.
When you hit that corner there, I feel like I was going to go out the door there for a minute.
Dude, I haven't seen all these houses.
Yeah, look at this all black one down here. Y'all, look at this. Have y'all ever seen an all black freaking house?
I don't know if I like that or not.
Me and Dad were saying the same thing.
I like that one right there.
I wonder what the inside looks like on that house. I wonder if it's like all white.
I don't know. It's a pretty nice house though.
Yeah, I forgot you ain't been back here in a really long time.
I'd love to have a house back here.
You should see the property next to Dylan's house. It's I think it's for sale. A guy bought it and has already done like a driveway and part of the foundation on the house.
Oh no, it's doing it again.
Huh.
See, it's doing it.
That's super weird.
Not doing it as bad.
No.